Hey everybody, I am back with probably about 6 or 7 of you requested for me to come back and check out the energies between Timothy and Armie. So that's why we're here today. We're going to look to see how Timothy feels about Armie, how Armie feels about Timothy, the overall message between the two of them. And we also going to see what's the details or the purpose of their connection. Okay, so I have things a little off balance. It feels like Army tips the scale in some kind of way. It feels like Army has too many ounces on his side of the scale. I don't know what this means. I think it's just he's more involved than Timothy. So I got him tipping the scale a little bit. I got him putting on a few more ounces of himself than Timothy. So it kind of makes me feel like Army is more in love, connected, more fixated on Timothy than Timothy is fixated on what he wants. I think that's the right way to say it. Timothy is not focusing on what he truly wants and what he truly desires. I got Timothy's energy when it's connected to Army as very soft, very tender. Um, Timothy feels a little nervous, a little anxious. Um, I just feel this awkward grin, nervousness, childlike behavior, or soft behavior that comes out of him when he's connected to Army. It's very innocent, it's very relaxed. So there is an influence. Army has an influence over Timothy in some kind of way. Um, but there is some type of issue or there's some type of reason why things can't come together or stay together or blossom. Some kind of way there's a pinch of hindrance going on here. So we'll look more into that hindrance. Once again, with the summary, it feels like Army is more in control of himself. He's more giving, more vulnerable. He's sacrificing more. He has more ounces of compassion, love. More of his self is on the scale than Timothy. Timothy is nervous, blushing, childlike, innocent, a pinch of anxiety when he's in contact with Army. But the overall message is the Page of Cups is actually here, but the action is not there. So together, it looks like they're not going to take off or blossom. I got love, I got passion, I got connection, I got attraction, I got everything. But I don't have this charge. I don't have this fire energy. I don't have this effort. I don't have this push. It's some fire missing in here to make things come together or move together. I just saw Cancer for some reason. There could be a Cancer that is causing conflict between the two of them. It really could be. Or Cancer could be the missing link. This could be a woman. This can be a person with the sun sign of Cancer. Or it could be health issues from someone that they care about. Don't know, but I just saw Cancer. So, since the action of love and bringing this love together is in reverse. It's something that's not happening. Love is here, but the love is not blossoming, or the actions is not being put in. So we just going to check to find out why. Why overall we cannot get the Knight of Cups to move. So the reason why this Knight of Cups is not moving is because we can't get things organized. It's something about their connection. It's something about them that we can't get together. We can't get it together. We can't get it organized. We can't get things clear. It's kind of like going back and forth with a contract, and each person is saying that it's not good enough. That's how it feels to me. We can't get any clarity about where to go, if we should go, and how to get there. So the Knight of Cups just sit here. The emotions is there, the love is there, but we can't get the action on the love because we can't come to a point of clarity. There are some things that needs to happen, not happen, negotiate. They cannot agree on what it is, where we're going, where we want to be. For some reason, they can't get clarity on that. Let's see if there's anything else. Yeah, it's repeating itself. We don't know how to think this through. We don't know exactly what to do with this thing. So it's some type of confusion. They can't be like-minded for some reason to make this happen. It feels like the inner parts is there, but after that it doesn't make sense again to the both of them. It's some type of energy, some type of, it's a lack of clarity when it comes to coming together. There's a lack of clarity when it comes to understanding what they have, understanding what it is. It's almost like they can't put it into writing, and they can't see it in the future. They can't see a plan for it. So that's one thing that we need to know. We need to know that together, there's not an action in place to make this connection clear and to give it direction. They're not able to come to terms on how to do that. I don't know if that's a major concern for either of them, but I do know that's why things are not together. It's because they can't agree. They can't figure out what to do with it and can't figure out how it will look. Okay, so when we get to Timothy, I pulled some cards to see how he feels about Armie. And there is a desire there. There's a desire there. There's a hope there. There is a wish there. He wants him around. He enjoys him. He desires him. He wants him there. But at the same time, there's some type of fight against that. He's fighting with the desires of wanting him around. So he wants him. He desires him, but there's some type of fight inside of that. There's a struggle in that. There's a mental hang-up when it comes to this. So I got Timothy taking it the hard way. I got Timothy in long suffering. I got Timothy being stubborn. I got Timothy maybe overthinking it. Maybe. Or maybe this is what he needs to do back and forward to come to a decision. So let me see what the fight is about. The desire is there towards Armie, but there is some type of struggle or battle or mental fight with this. And this is one of the reasons why the connection can't come together. It's because there's something going on Timothy's side, and he can't see clarity in this. He can't see it. Some type of lack of clarity he cannot see. Some type of strife, some type of fight. He can't see a new beginning. He can't see how to agree or how to make this connection work. It's so funny to me because the desire is there, but there's some type of burden. It feels like self-sabotage on Timothy's side. It's kind of like enjoying the piece of pie and then being asked if he want another slice. And he makes that difficult. Difficult to answer. Difficult to say yes. There's some type of temptation in that he's not comfortable with. He's not comfortable with desiring more than what he has already desired. So when I talked about that scale, which kind of makes sense now, when I talk about that scale and I said that Timothy has a few more ounces on there than, no, I said Armie has a few more ounces on the scale and tilting it over more than Timothy. That's that portion that Timothy is not ready to sacrifice or give. Timothy is holding back. Timothy desires Armie, but at the same time, he's making it a burden to take an action, to take a leap, to take a risk, to take a new beginning. He desires something and wants something. And the way it looks like a temptation. It's kind of like, I want to do something, but I don't want to do it. I want to do something that I know I shouldn't do it. Weird. But these are all of his thoughts. He's burdened by taking an action. Why does taking an action affect him so much? It's like it really bothers him to take an action. He's really fighting back and forth about starting or signing a contract with him. It's almost like thinking about marriage to me. That's what it feels like. Should I marry them? Should I not? I like them. I love them. But I don't know if I should go to the next step. So there are some cold feet here. He's very concerned about taking an action. Yeah, for the 10 of Cups. I really do think that Timothy is having a struggle on the desire or on the plan or being able to imagine a 10 of Cups with Armie. It feels like he's trying to decide if he should marry him. It feels like he's just trying to decide if he should propose, if he should become whole with him, if he should put the action in to become the 10 of Cups with him. But he's causing it and making it a burden himself. This 9 of Cups here is telling me I desire him. I desire him internally. I wish for a person like this. I love the energy of this person. But I'm fighting against it. I can't confess it. I can't confess it. I can't start a new beginning. I'm talking myself out of what I want. I'm being offered a second piece of pie, and I'm talking myself out of it, and I'm causing my own self to be burdened, to have long suffering, to be frustrated. He's frustrating himself and putting hindrance on himself about something that he actually desires, but doesn't trust the process or don't know for sure if he should sacrifice at all. Why do I feel like this is just a decision that is too early for him to make? I feel like he makes me feel like he's 21, fresh, 21-year-old. I don't know why 21. I guess because, people say you're grown at 21. But he makes me feel like I just became grown. I just received this freedom. I just got here. And the decision that keeps crossing my mind is too early for me. I believe that Armie at this point is too advanced for Timothy. And I think that the things that's being talked about and put on the table and the backdrop of this connection is hindering him. He desires the connection, but putting the action in for the 10 of Cups is very, very hard. And it's a big burden for him. You want to know why? He doesn't know yet. I got this Pisces energy here, and he's wondering why it's so hard for him. He is questioning the unknown. Like, is this it? Is this the final place? Is this my final destination? Did I really check everything out? Did I date enough? Did I experience relationships enough? It's so many unknown things about love that he has not experienced yet. And it's so many things about himself that he's not even sure if he done everything yet. He makes me feel like he hasn't lived enough to make a decision to have something deeper or to have something like this with Armie. The decision to take an action for the Ten of Cups leaves him imagining if it's meant to be with the Star in reverse. There you have it. Took me forever, but we made it there. I like you. I want you. I'm loving this, but I do have a hard time confessing where I want to go. I have a hard time confessing and giving you the messages that you want to hear. I have a hard time telling you I want to start a new beginning, and I'm scared. I want to start a new beginning, but I think it's too much for me right now. I have a hard burden, and I don't know why. I want something that burdens me, and I don't know why. And the overall message, this Knight of Cups is not moving because things are not clear. It's not organized. They cannot proceed because something is not clear. Something is not worked out. And I think the majority of that is Timothy. Timothy is not done. It makes me feel like he still need to soar his oats. He still need to have more experiences. Okay? Now, when it comes to Armie, it's very, very mature. It feels more concrete. It's more sure. The way Armie feels about Timothy is he's all in. He wants this connection. He wants to be together. He wants to work together. He wants to be a team player. He wants to be closer to him. He wants to be a part of his life. It's just that simple. And it's very strong. He's sure about it because he's sure about himself. So many things has changed in his life. He experienced a lot of changes, and he really would like to be closer to him or stay with him. He believed that Timothy is a great foundation. He trusts him in his life. He looked at Timothy as being a part of his life. But it's also hurt and pain. He feels betrayed. He feels that he will be hurt or he is hurting because of Timothy. So all of these uncertainties that Timothy has, actually Armie is very heartbroken by these things. I got him very heartbroken with the Three of Swords because of the Ace of Pentacles, because he can't get the foundation. They can't label it. They can't make it whole. They can't get to the altar. They can't do the adoption process. I don't know why I feel like adoption right now. We cannot sign these papers, and it hurts Armie so much. I've confessed already. I want to work with you. I don't want to be independent. I don't want to be solo. I want to work with you together as a team. I want you a part of my foundation. And I have Armie with the Page of Cups willing to give it. And there's hurt and pain here. Or it may even be that Timothy is looking at other people and Armie sees him as having a third party. See that a Pisces could be a conflict, or spiritually, I picked up a Cancer before I even turned the cards. It could be a water sign, or it can be Timothy's emotions towards other potential people that causes this heartbreak for Armie. It feels like Timothy is always putting Armie in the friend zone from time to time. So Armie wants it all. Wants the foundation, but it's hurt and pain. Why is there hurt and pain for you, Armie? When you think about having a foundation with Timothy, why is there hurt and pain? Why is there hurt and pain? Why? Why is there hurt and pain? Okay, this card just flew out. Let's see. Yeah. It's hurt and pain because things are not fair. So here we go. We know it's not fair. The prophetic word that I first got was, before we even began, was that Armie had more on the scale than Timothy. Armie has put in more of himself to this connection than Timothy has. Armie is sure that he wants to be in partnership. He is sure that he wants Timothy to be a part of his foundation. But he also knows that it's a lot of hurt and pain. And it's also a possibility that someone could be pulling that energy away and taking him away, or luring him away, or influencing him. Some type of blockage here. Could be another person that is slowing down this process. There's a lack of fairness here. However, Armie still has the Page of Cups and love for Timothy. No matter what happens, he still have this love here. I am for sure that they have more than a friendship, because I'll tell you why. If this was just a friendship, this is basically saying that Timothy don't want to be friends with Armie all the time. And that absolutely makes no sense. And the reason why it don't make no sense is because this Knight of Cups from Timothy shows me that he is very happy and have a great time when he's around him. This is not about a bad friendship. This is not about a friendship that is overwhelming for Timothy and he can't take it. This is about a connection that can't blossom until Timothy catches up, make a final choice, release other people, or have more experiences. This is definitely a connection here. But no matter what happens, I do have Armie still holding a cup for Timothy. No matter what, it makes me feel like Timothy will take any form of relationship with, did I say that right? This Page of Cups tells me that Armie will take any form of relationship with Timothy. I pray that I did not mix up names too much. I'll do a summary. Let's see. He's loyal. Even though he's not getting his share, Armie is loyal. He's already committed to his life already. Even if he can't have authority in Timothy's life. Even if he doesn't receive the form that he wants to receive, he will still have the Page of Cups for him. So let's review the connection. This connection is much deeper than friendship. I actually feel like the older brother and the younger brother. In the spirit, Armie feels like the older brother, the more popular older brother, or the brother that knows it all, or the cool brother, the more mature brother. Yeah, makes me feel like that. And I got Timothy as the younger brother. The brother that you want to protect. And that's how it feels. And I even feel Armie wanting to keep that arm of protection over Timothy at all times. That's how I see them in the spirit. Big brother Armie, little brother Timothy. And the little brother appreciates that arm around him But at the same time, he can't stay because he has to make sure he's not missing out on other connections. He got to make sure that this is where he wants to be before he can guarantee anything. But he appreciates him. He desires him. He appreciates him. He's thankful for him. He's grateful for him. And actually, he's his most innocent self when he's with him. But when he's not, there's another side to Timothy when he's not with Armie or in his presence. Overall message, this is deeper than friendship. And the overall message says that there is love here, but the love will not turn into an action. At least not for this season, or at least not for the next 6 months. We can go with that. There's not a love action here. There's love, but not an action, because there is some thoughts in the mind. There are some mental things that needs to be sorted out. There are some things that needs to be clear. There is some conditions here. There are certain things that Armie is requesting, and there are certain things that Timothy can't give. So there is a blank contract that has not been written out by either one of them. And that's why they can't blossom, and that's why they can't make a move in a practical way on this love, because there's a lot of things that needs to be understood, and there's a lot of learning lessons that needs to be understood. Timothy enjoys the company, enjoys the time, enjoys the connection with Armie. I actually see Timothy looking up to him more than looking eye to eye. And you know how that goes when it comes to the Two of Cups. So they're off a little bit. But he desires him. This is a wish, is to have a connection like this. Timothy appreciates it, but he fights with that mentally, because he's not able to give Armie the messages that he feels he deserves to hear. And he's not able to give him that new beginning that he feels Armie deserves to, to have. He have a hindrance here, although he wants this, desire it, and comfortable with it. But there's some type of self-reflection that causes a hindrance on him when it comes to making an action. To what? To start writing on this canvas, to start creating a life together. There's a blank canvas that both of them is holding on to. The scroll, one hand and one hand. I see both hands holding on to this piece of paper, but no one is writing on it. Timothy doesn't know what to write or how to write it or how to start it. And Armie does not want to write a thing on there until Timothy is comfortable. So it's a respect and a love and a loyalty here. And just having a thought of making an action stresses Timothy out. It stresses him out when he thinks about trying to create and writing out this Ten of Cups. He does not know how to write that out. And it's all because of Pisces. It's all because of a person, or it's all because of the unknown. It's almost like Timothy is saying, because I haven't lived enough, because of the experiences I haven't had, or I don't know if this is everything that I want it to be. I don't know if this is my star. I don't know if this is my star. And I just saw co-star, which was kind of cute. But he doesn't know if this is his reality star in his life, his purpose, his destiny in his life. And he also feels a little tempted here to see if it's something else in the world that he's missing. Okay? Armie here is very strong, very mature. I got him more committed to the connection than Timothy. He definitely wants to be partners. He definitely wants to stay as a team. He looks at Timothy as his family, as a part of his foundation. But it is a lot of hurt and pain trying to be loyal to Timothy because things is not fair towards Armie. because he's not getting everything that he truly desires, and he's settling for the different forms back and forth in their connection. He has a page of cup that he wants to offer Timothy, but he know that he is not going to push him, force him, or try to be the emperor in his life. That's the last thing Armie wants to do to him, is to push, force, control, or take the lead. So he accepts this reverse King of Pentacles connection. He accepts that. He accepts, understands, and realizes that not only is Armie the King of Pentacles in reverse, but he also accepts that Timothy is also the King of Pentacles in reverse. What is the purpose of their connection? Why are they crossing each other? Why are they having this experience? What's the spiritual purpose of the meeting? It's because they both learned how to give. They worked on trust issues. They really have paranoia, and they really have trust issues. So they came together to learn that you can trust. That's the biggest reason why they are together. And I think that's why when I first meditate for Timothy, I got this fun, laughing, giggle type of energy on him, as if this is like the safest place to be. And that's what they came together for, is to learn that you can trust. You can trust portion by portion, and you can trust someone who is loyal to you and who wants the best for you and who offers to you. That's what they're supposed to be learning, that you can trust, because that's what the backdrop of everything is. They also learned about trust and loyalty. They needed to understand that there is people out here that will be by your side, support you, be there for you, be the cornerstone in your life without pulling from your cup, without pulling from your soul. The most important part and most beautiful part to me about their connection is that they offer to each other. They trust each other's space. They trust each other. They are vulnerable enough and comfortable enough to be loyal to each other, even if they don't get the Knight of Cups or the Knight of Swords. That is amazing. I mean, if the action doesn't work out in my favor, I love you. This is unconditional love. However, by it being unbalanced and by Armie knowing himself much more than Timothy, this can be an issue for Armie. Armie can definitely deal with more judgment because he's not treating himself the best. He's settling. After you awaken and find yourself, and then you begin to settle and digress, there is judgments upon that. I'm not talking about judgments like, ooh, it's going to be a big punishment. But I'm talking about judgments like repeating patterns, things like that. Because he has a knowing of himself. He knows what he wants. He knows he wants to be a partner. He knows he wants a foundation. And he knows he wants to give the Page of Cups. And he's willing to be treated unfairly. And you have to pay the consequence, even on how you treat yourself. So let's see if we can get an outcome from them. Let's see if we can find out what energies to come. To be honest with you, I just see Armie always being a big brother to Timothy till the end of time. I just see it like that. Let's see. Yeah, it's a possible repeated pattern. Yeah, instead of closing out these issues, instead of Timothy saying, no, I have to go live for a while, I cannot continue in the spiritual timing that you want so bad. You see, you're ready, I'm not, I'm releasing you from that. So since Timothy won't release Armie and Armie won't cut off the unfairness that's happening towards him, then they come back together again, experiencing more passion for each other. But because there's no clarity, the action would pretty much pause again. They will always find themselves needing to pause and stop. Okay? So this is kind of like Mr. Freeze right here. Back and forth, back and forth. Actually, I would call it like red light, green light, stop. Because that's how it feels. It feels like they experience each other when no one is looking. As soon as you turn around, they stop. Yeah. Okay. So that was nice. That was pretty good energies for a change. Okay. Pretty good people. Alrighty. Bye-bye.